Hi friends, Simit here from InformedTrades.com. Today is Friday, March 7th, 2014. Time for our daily Forex chart review. Basically in this session each day at around 8:15 a.m. New York time, 1:15 p.m. GMT. I'll do a review of the Forex charts as I see them. I review 20-some Forex pairs, the daily chart in each pair, share the trades I'm placing, adjustments to trades I'm placing, all based on my perspective as a price action trader. Of course, we have lots of information on other styles of trading, and lots of learning and material, especially if the terminology I'm using is unfamiliar to you, over at InformedTrades.com. Check it out, register as a member, share your knowledge, ask questions. It's a free learning community. Join and we can all learn together. Okay, getting started now with the charts. And on the screen now, you should see a Kiwi dollar chart. Now, I had gotten stopped out on the trade yesterday, but let's start with the trades that I do have on at the moment, because right now I have 3 trades on at the moment, and they're not looking too well. So March has gotten off to a bit of a rough start, unfortunately. I've lost on 2 trades. I lost on the Kiwi dollar trade that you see on the chart on the screen now, and the pound yen trade yesterday. Those both my stops there got hit for a loss. Currently, I have an Aussie Swiss position on. And let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, and my stop on the Aussie Swiss is at that red line, 80.57. I'm going to remove this black line, which is actually where I should have entered. But I entered at the green line instead. So yeah, I entered at 79. This line here. The stops at this red line. So we'll see. We are now at the 50 simple moving average. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, so we do have some. Looks like we're finding some support here. I'll delete this line after I put it on there. Looks like we're finding some, resistance there. We'll see. Let me delete that. We'll see about that. Now, Aussie dollar is another trade I have on at the moment. This one is looking a bit worse. I'm very close to my stop here. Let's go to the daily chart. Okay, yeah. So you can see my stop is at this red line. It broke right through this level. This was well, in hindsight, I should have waited for a candlestick to confirm. So that's always the catch-22. Sometimes you wait for the candlestick to confirm, you miss the opportunity altogether. Other times you don't wait for it, and if you had, it clearly would have told you not to get in. So that's something that I'll also need to think about. Always room to improve as a trader. So I observe this, and maybe I need to get in a policy of always waiting for candlesticks to confirm. Euro Kiwi. Okay, this is a bit more encouraging. Because we have this long wick off support. So I entered at the support level here. Let's see where we go. Really need to close above the 200 exponential moving average before I can move to my stop to break even. So if we can close above this line here, I think that'll give me enough. Well, actually, let me draw this line. Yeah, if we can close above here, I'll make this orange. I'll make it a bit thinner, and I'll make it dashed. Okay, so if we can close above this minor resistance level, I can move my stop to break even, which would be from here all the way up to here. I can delete this. Oh, what happened? Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, if we close above this dashed orange line, which is at 64.07, close above 64.07, I'll move my stop from 61.64 to 62.62 to break even. This position is a bit in the money. We'll see. It's a really nice trade, and this one actually ends up going. If I can take profit on this, if it goes all the way up there, then that'll make up for more than make up for the recent losses I've incurred. Okay, so that's Euro Kiwi. We've looked at Aussie dollar, Aussie Swiss. Those are the trades I have on at the moment. I'm still at near capacity. Okay, so all those trades have not gotten filled. Excuse me, all of those trades, the stop is not a break even. The order has gotten filled. So I have 3 orders on, and if my stop gets in on all of them, I will lose 0.75% of my account balance. I don't want to risk more than 1%, so I really have room for one more trade on at the moment. And it's also worth noting that I do still have some entry orders on. I have 3 entry orders on. I don't know how many. I mean, Euro Swiss is the closest to getting filled. We'll take a look at that in a second. So we'll see. I'm very close to being at full order capacity, and I am watching my market, my trades at my account a little more closely to make sure that all these orders don't get filled and I don't go over. So I don't know if I'll be placing orders today, but we'll see. If there's a really good opportunity, then sure I'll put an entry order on. Euro Aussie, below the 50 simple moving. I mean, to me, this is still let's zoom out a little bit. This is still a chart in an uptrend. And I'd really like to buy at 50.15. We'll see. Possibly if it closes above the 50 simple moving average here, that could be a buying opportunity. I don't know. At this point, it's not the most confidence-inspiring chart for me. I really just like the deeper pullback. I don't see a clear support level until 50.15. Euro Canada. Okay, same story here. Just need a pullback. It's going the opposite direction. This is Canadian dollar has been so far the trade of 2013 for sure. This is actually going back to for a while now. Folks who really got in on this trade in May of 2013, almost a year ago. It's been an incredible run up. What's this from here? One could argue if we go back to April 2013, let's say May. That takes us from 31 all the way to 52. So we're dealing with 2,100 pips. Huge move, and that's pyramiding in too. You buy here, you buy here, you buy here, you buy here. That is really that's sort of the my favorite style of trading. Finding great trends and pyramiding pyramiding when you find them. Still working on that. Obviously I have a long way to go. Always improving. But in any event, with Euro Canada, nothing yet. Still wait for the pullback. Of course, if we'd gotten in early, that's where it was at. Euro Swiss. So I have an entry order here to go at this black line. Let's see if price falls back to that. If it does, that'll be potentially a nice entry order. Major support level here. Target this top line here. Range bound trade. That's Euro Swiss. Now we can go to Euro Pound. Okay, now this is actually really interesting. Yes, okay, Euro Pound, we probably will put an order on here. In order to go short Euro Pound, let me zoom in a little. Let's find the right entry spots here. Okay. So we can basically enter, I would say, let's look at the 4-hour chart for our entry. And sometimes, when it is worth looking at a lower time frame to get the entry point you're looking at. But this might be, we'll make this black. Make it solid. Um, I like the fact that it's intersecting here. We have something, one could view this as a, especially with this long spike here, one could view this as a resistance level of sorts. It's not the strongest of resistance levels, but I think it's pretty formidable. We also have a resistance level here that had been previously identified. We're also at the top of the channel and basically at a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. In terms of where this stop should be, move that just a little bit higher there. So we'll enter at 82.86, stop at 83.07. So pretty tight stop there. And we'll target 81.57. So that is, let's zoom back out to the daily. Okay, so we are risking 21 pips. And we're targeting 150. So this is, yeah, really great reward risk here. Getting 150 pips. So over 7-to-1 reward risk, 7.5 to 1. Almost. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Euro pound does look like an interesting short to me at this time. We're at the top of the channel too. And we've seen that channel being respected, here respected, here, and now potentially here again. Okay, so that's interesting. I wasn't expecting to have a trade an order put on this morning, but looks like we're gonna get that. Euro yen, yeah, this really hasn't. This is a little frustrating to me because I had mentioned I've been watching this for a while. I saw this as a potential bottom. Once we came here, I wanted to wait for a pullback here. Hasn't happened. Now it's just running away. But that's life. I have been thinking about. Often I feel like I have too many orders that don't get filled. That's not necessarily a problem. One, I'm wondering to what extent it is a problem, and it might not be. But I am, of course, thinking about how to optimize my entry orders. In this particular case with Euro Yen, I don't really see anything I would have done differently. Euro Kiwi, we saw that. Just waiting for price to hopefully close above 64.07. Can move my stop to break even at that point. Euro Dollar. Okay. I should adjust this to this high here. Okay. So euro dollar is now, this is noteworthy, first of all, because we are now at new highs. We're establishing new highs, which would, and I wrote in 2011 that I think euro dollar is going to 1.94. That sounded very extreme at the time. I still think that is the case. And I think I've made a video that touched upon this, a while back, and maybe it's on InformedTrades.com, the whole technical analysis of it, and the case for euro dollar to 1.94. If you search for that, you'll find it. But here we're at new highs, so I think that's important. In terms of where to enter at, I still want to wait for 36. Maybe if it falls to, no, even then, some people might want to buy it at 36, 38.06, and I can see that argument. I like a deeper pullback to 36.88. In any event, no opportunity yet. Let's go to the pound. Pound Aussie. Okay, this is interesting. We are getting at least closer to where I'd want to enter. We do have a pattern of lower highs in place, so that's one not so good sign, and perhaps a head and shoulders pattern here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That would be a bearish configuration. So we could see, distance from the neck, 81.26 to the head. Wow, so 1,000 pips. So that will give us a target of 71. That will give us a target like right here. This head and shoulders pattern. I'm not really interested in trading the head and shoulders. So I'm still kind of viewing, if we can get candlesticks to confirm bullishness here, I'd be interested in buying. Okay, pound Canada. Yeah, pound Canada. Let's see if we can get a pullback. Other than that, nothing at the moment. Still really waiting. Well, Hold on a second. Um, I mean, we do have the top of a channel and 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. And this isn't enough of a pullback for me. That's basically what it boils down to. In this type of scenario, um, I really just want to see more of a pullback. Because we're going to run, you could make a case that we're going to run right into resistance here. So, so we'll see. Maybe it's a mistake. If we can fall to the bottom of this channel, that'd be interesting. Yeah, or this support level. This support level would also be 80.32. Some people may want to be interested in buying here because you see we're at a 50% Fibonacci retracement. You actually have a long wick to bounce off that, coupled with a big bullish bar that suggests bulls are defending this level. It's at the top of our price channel too, so defending the breakout. But to me, it's just all right. Well, where's your target profit? You run right into resistance here. If not, you run into it here. So when resistance is that close, that's one reason to not enter, in my opinion. Okay, pound Swiss. Hmm. Well, I'm encouraged that this is what I'm thinking about is that we're near a bullish formation here. I would like to wait a little longer, see if we can fall really to this black line and get a nice candlestick off of that. Then that will give me um, what I would see to what I really want to see to enter something like this. If we have a few candles like this in a range, then you get filled. That's sort of what I'm looking for. So we'll keep an eye on pound Swiss. We might be nearing an opportunity, but not yet for me at least. Pound yen. Yeah. Well, I had shorted this and I learned my lesson. Actually, this is, a counter trend trade. It was one of the first I tried, and I thought, all right, we're really heading down here. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 solid bull candles in a row. So that's a little, obviously you don't want to learn by losing, but that's sort of the one way to learn, and it's often a necessary way to learn. I still am interested in counter trend trading, but that was clearly a loser there, and that explains part of my reticence towards that style of trading. I do think it's something I want to incorporate into my approach ultimately. Pound Kiwi. Okay, we're at support here clearly. This is interesting. I have a long Euro Kiwi trade on as well. Um, hmm. Okay. I'm just debating. There might be a trade here, long pound Kiwi. Clearly, the pound has a lot of bullish, still room to go from a bullish perspective. Um, I'll probably only put the short Euro Kiwi on in light of how much trading I already have on. And pound dollar. Remember, I had a short pound yen and a long dollar yen trade on, which if you put the two together is basically a short dollar trade. That looks a little, in light of what we're seeing, this still looks like it could be distribution, although we're seeing a strength in pound everywhere else, that it's a little worrisome. But in any event, if I absolutely had to put a trade here, I'd sell. But to me, this still looks counter trend. Want to hold off on that, observe a little bit, and we'll see. Nothing with pound dollar at the moment. So far, I see euro pound. So pound, looking at it, I see 2 pound trades, euro pound and pound Kiwi. Pound Swiss might be coming up soon as well. But today, I'll probably just put on the euro pound order, which had a really nice reward risk and something I thought was really good. Let's go to the dollar. Dollar Canada. Okay, big rally here. This still looks like it could be another counter trend trade. We're seeing this big rally here, but let's see what happens if price can come here. If we can go to 118, I would actually expect it 115.54. I don't want to short just yet, but this is what I'm thinking in my head. Let's see if price can rally here and it becomes an interesting short. So after pound yen, I want to watch a little more. Let's see if we can short from here. So. Still very interested in exploring counter trend trading. I feel like I mentioned that in a lot of videos. But we'll see. I definitely haven't done well with it, so I want to approach it very cautiously and carefully. Dollar Swiss. Okay. Yeah, dollar Swiss. We could be going. Well, nothing really here. Maybe if it pulls back, this looks like it could be a bottom forming. But we have an evening star pattern here as well, and that's more compelling. We had an evening star pattern right at 50% Fibonacci retracement level. Um, in hindsight, I should have entered 2 days ago on this candle here, but really I wanted to wait for that pullback to 89.03, and I still think that was the right decision. But one could argue that I should have shorted at this level. Something to think about. In any event, no opportunity now. Dollar yen. Still waiting for the pullback here. I don't know if it's going to come. It's really soaring high. This orange line here is, if I had gotten filled here, this orange line is where I'd move my stop to break even. And the stop wouldn't have said here. And I had my chance. This was a big mistake. I really meant to enter here. Oh well. That's a lost opportunity. And that was a lifestyle issue of just, I've got other things going on, didn't get a chance to put the order in. Dollar Singapore. Yeah, if we can fall to, and this was another mistake I made. I am always, I talk a lot about the mistakes I make in my trading. I feel like I'm learning from that, and I hope, they say it's something like there's some saying like the smart person learns from their own mistakes, but the really smart person learns from the mistakes of others. So I hope you can be really wise and learn from my mistakes here. I feel like I should have entered at this point 50% Fibonacci retracement, had a candlestick confirming at a support level, but I just didn't. I was a little intimidated by these converging lines, which I understand, but there's still, even if you look at it from a risk reward perspective, I could have put my stop, a little tighter, justifiably, and targeted this risk profit. It would have been risk level or reward level. It would have been 3-to-1 reward risk at least. Anyway, no opportunity yet. Let's see if it falls back to 25.74, and then I may enter. Going to Canadian dollar, Canada Swiss, very similar to Euro Canada. Price just isn't giving enough of a pullback, which is great for those, or if you're in on this trend. The Canadian dollar definitely the trade of the past year in the currency market. It hasn't gotten as much attention as I would have expected. I mean, this is making some amazing moves. I don't know how people aren't talking about. Obviously, I wish I had been in on it. And something to think about how I can get the next opportunity like that. But at this point, I'm not interested in chasing. That just yields bigger problems. Okay, pound or Canada again. This is interesting. Finally getting a little bit of a pullback here. Now I may be interested. If we can pull back, huge move up. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Now we run right into the 50 and 200 exponential moving average. We'll see. I might be interested in buying at 92.35. But I'd really like to see first price come back down here, and then let's see the candlesticks. If we can get candlesticks like this, that'll be interesting. Until then, nothing really. That does it for the Canadian dollar. Now we can go to the Australian dollar, Aussie Canada. Yeah. So I had wanted to go long down here. I had an entry order, didn't get filled. And that's one of the things, you wait too long for the candlesticks, you won't get filled. So that backfired on me on my Aussie dollar trade that we'll see momentarily. But, I feel like I need to find the right balance of when to wait for candlesticks and when to not wait for candlesticks. I'm still working on it. I think I'm making progress, so I don't really regret the Aussie dollar trade that we'll see momentarily too much, although I obviously had my loss, and that isn't the desired outcome. In any event, Aussie Canada, nothing yet. Didn't get filled when I went long here. It's still going strong. So I'll wait. Let's see if we get a pullback somewhere else. That price channel I do think is meaningful. Aussie Swiss, yeah, I'm in on this trade now. Stop is at that red line. So we'll see. Not looking too great, but we'll see. That's Aussie Swiss, Aussie Yen. Okay. Um, yeah, I had shorted this here, and it went my favor a bit. Then I moved my stop to break even. Now it's just soaring higher. So we'll see. At this point, um, this is interesting. Let's see if we get a pullback of some type. It's a little range bound, but I could be interested in buying at this level too. In any event, we'll see. It needs some kind of a. If it goes to this resistance level here, that could be an interesting short. We'll see. The yen is showing a lot of signs of weakness, though. So across the board, I'm even Canada yen. Um, we'll see. I'm not sure shorting the yen or going long the yen. Excuse me, is the right opportunity. Shorting any yen pair is really not what I'm interested in based on how the yen is behaving. Okay, so that's Aussie yen, Aussie Kiwi. This is interesting. Now, this is an example where I'll wait for candlesticks to confirm. So we're at the 50 simple moving average. We're at a 50% Fibonacci retracement. I'd really like for it to intersect with this price channel here. But either event, I would like to see some candlestick confirmation. So we have some signs on Aussie Kiwi. However, I'm going to wait till we get some clearer signs. Aussie dollar. Okay. Yeah, we talked about this here. Oh, it's retracing a little bit in my favor. That's encouraging. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Oh, okay. Nice fat red candle here. So here's my stop, 91.55. Hopefully it doesn't get hit. Let's see the hour. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Okay. We'll see, though. We saw this here. It didn't make a difference. Um, You'll drive yourself crazy if you, I generally focus on the daily chart. Sometimes sometimes there's a reason to look at a different time frame. You can see a clear resistance level or a clear support level if you look on the weekly or you look on the 4-hour chart. And that can help meaningfully in terms of where to put your entry order. Other times, you're just trying to, like in this instance, I have my stop at 91.55. I just want to see, what's price action really doing at the lower time frames? Is it going to hit my stop? What's it look like? You'll drive yourself crazy if you do that too much. So something to think about. There is a legitimacy in looking at all other time frames. In other instances, it's just feeding your own, psychological weaknesses. So that's Aussie dollar. Just waiting on that. Hopefully it doesn't hit my stop, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Nothing I can really do at this point. Kiwi, or nothing for me to do, in my opinion. Kiwi Canada, still waiting for a pullback. Same as it is with basically all the Canadian dollar pairs. Kiwi Swiss. This is like Euro Kiwi, and I'm long here. So yeah, this is, I'm long Euro Kiwi. That's working out well, or it's in my favor so far. Not out of the woods just yet. My stop is not a break even yet. Kiwi Swiss is like the inverse of that. And you can see those who could have shorted here, shorted off this long wick pattern here, would have worked out great. So same idea, or at least would have worked out well for the time being. Of course, it depends on where your stop is and where your target profit is and how you manage that. But we at least got that initial reversal we were looking for. So if you saw this and you wanted to short here, then it comes back, you get your fill. Okay, that's Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Yen. Yeah, so we see it. There it is. I mean, the yen really didn't give us. I guess this was the accumulation. If there's one lesson I'm learning from the yen, is that this was the accumulation to buy it. So I was waiting for more of a pullback here. Really, I should have focused on buying here. We live and learn. There's also the issue of stop loss placement. I think I should have just taken a longer time frame, and I had said that verbally, but I wasn't. When it came time to look at the technicals, I was still focused too much on the daily chart, and as well not focused enough on getting an initial stake in. Okay, so nothing yet on the yen. Maybe it gets a pullback. We'll see. Kiwi dollar. Oh, now this is interesting. This is interesting. Let's take a look at this from a weekly chart perspective. Let me actually delete some of these lines here. Actually, okay. So get a cleaner look at the chart. Delete all our lines. What sticks out? Right here, right? And right here. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Now we are still above the 50 and 200 exponential moving averages, but it still looks pretty range bound to me. Um, and right there. Okay. Hmm. Long or short Kiwi dollar, and that makes sense because I'm long Euro Kiwi. So I see the rationale. And I got stopped out here for a loss recently, but that's okay. Or well, I mean not preferred, but you know, I'm not trying to hold on to that. Hmm. Kiwi dollar. Okay, I think I am. Let me move back a little bit. So I could put my stop right there. Make that red. This isn't a good enough trade for me. Yeah, so it's interesting in some ways, but what concerns me is that you have. So I'm trying to short from this high potentially. One, your price is above the 50-cent moving average and the 200 exponential, and where they're sloping upwards. So you can make it. I mean, maybe that's not the most meaningful thing, but the moving average is one thing to know. Because you could say ultimately it's a range bound price, which is, and I see some truth to that. Um, but then where would you put the stop? You know, you have another. You could say price could easily go. So basically, you have, you know, this is 85.06. This black line is 85.72. So within 100 pips, you have two levels that are justifiably resistance level. It's too tight, if that makes sense. Now we can go all the way up here. That could be an interesting short as well. But maybe if we get more candlesticks confirming, you know, a nice distribution pattern, I think that would be something I'd be interested in. Also, I'm also factoring in, well, I do have some exposure to this idea of shorting Kiwi dollar by Euro Kiwi. So that and my risk tolerance is pretty close to being at its capacity. And the one opportunity, you know, I have three orders on. My stop is not a break even. Um, the one order that I'd rather focus on for today uh, is Euro Pound. Okay. So yeah, enter at that black line, 82.86, 82.87. Stop at 83.07, risking 20 pips, and targeting 81.57. So 150 pip gain. So we're dealing with 7.5 to 1 reward risk. That's pretty solid, even if it gets stopped out. Obviously, we don't hope for that, but if it does, that's pretty solid reward risk. I think it's a worthwhile trade. I'll have this posted on my blog over on InformedTrades. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. Register, participate in our learning community. Hope you all have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Take care.